What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the B-Side Podcast with you and yours truly, B-Sales. And you already know this guy's name. He's been on here plenty of times. I forgot it's baseball season, ladies and gentlemen. It's baseball season, and this guy is doing it. Well, no further ado, you know who this motherfucker is. Excuse me. I need to stop all the cursing on that. You know who this guy is. G Diddy, what up, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I was kind of offended by those use of expletives there. You know, you had to use expletives to explain what you're going through. I mean, we're going through enough, and you got to use curse words. Yes, my name is G Diddy, Gary, Manson Musa Jr., Black Reagan. I go by many names. How's it going?
Oh man, it's going.
I still can't get over the fact that you cursed. I'm triggered over that one.
Hey, the music.
Yeah.
The music tuned it out, man.
Blame it on the hip hop.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna blame it on hip hop, man, because we cannot blame it on hip hop. We can't do that. That would be an insult to say that we're gonna blame it on hip hop. No. The music's there. It's all about the consumers, man. It's all about the consumers. That's all it is.
Yeah.
We're the ones who want that. So they're going to give it to us. You know what I mean? They're going to give it to us, man.
We can blame it on folk music. You know, rap has been under pressure for about, 40 years? Folk music, nobody's talking about it.
Ever since it came out. You know, getting, you know what I mean? Get thrown on the bus. Everything you name it, it's happened. You know what I mean? Hey, man. But, you know, we're going to get into the mix. And I just have to tell my man G Diddy because he is like a Marvel, what would you say? A Marvel
aficionado, comic book aficionado.
So you took the words right out of my mouth. Hey, but Joe, I was checking out the new joint. You know what I'm talking about.
Moon Knight?
Checking out Moon Knight, man.
Yeah. I
was checking that out, man. Hey, yo. So far, man, hey, it's been pretty good. You know what I mean? 2 episodes.
Yeah, Moon Knight.
2 episodes. So break it down, man. I'm just trying to figure out. I know you can break it down. Break it down like, what is Moon Knight?
All right. The thing is, Moon Knight has been one of my favorite characters since the late 80s. And this whole story is pretty much Batman with a mental problem. Batman with a psychological disorder, pretty much, because he plays a guy who was by the name of Mark Spector, who is a mercenary who dies in Egypt at the feet of a statue of a god called Noshu. And it's the god of vengeance or justice or something like that. And since he doesn't go to hell, he's given the power of the Moon Knight to become the dispenser of justice and stuff like that. But with the character, he has 3 personalities. In the comics, they've had it to where he was in an insane asylum, and you're not sure if the powers that were given to him by the god Noshu were just something out of his mind, or if he actually has the power. So it's pretty cool because I read the series a couple of years ago, and they have it to where he has a personality where he's a mercenary, curator at a library, and a cab driver. And in other comics, he thinks he's Wolverine, he thinks he's Captain America, and he thinks he's Spider-Man. He has mental problems.
Wait a minute. All in one, or what do you mean? He takes on those characteristics? What do you mean?
He certifiably has multiple personality disorders in some of the stories. So if you see him having different personalities, that might be just different aspects of his mind going into another personality. So he's pretty much Batman with multiple personality disorder.
Really?
It's pretty cool.
He's Batman, but he's broke though, right? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, how can you be Batman with no money? You know, I'm like, yo.
Well, he's a mercenary, so he'll clip somebody. I'm guessing he's getting money for clipping people.
Well, he did find a bag of money. It wasn't no Bruce Wayne type money, but hey. Oh, so how does that all tie in? So, who's he affiliated with? You know what I mean? Like, it seems Marvel. Seems like the Marvel got like they hang out with, you know, certain groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who's he tight with?
Well, stuff like Moon Knight, that'd be associated with Ghost Rider, because, you know, when it deals with mysticism, you'd see Moon Knight in a Doctor Strange story or something like that.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if
Okay.
they're going to include him into the regular MCU. But he would be associated with the mystical side of Marvel, so you would see him with Doctor Strange or anybody that deals with something like that. And he's been a pretty big character for probably the past, let's see, probably past 40 years.
Oh, really?
But I'm pretty surprised that they brought it to, to Disney Plus. I'm proud that they did it because, like I said, this is one of my favorite characters for decades, and
Yeah.
the fact that Marvel fans consider him Batman with a mental problem. So that's how highly they consider him.
Where did that come from? Where did that concept come from as far as him being a bat case?
Well, they said
Where did that come from?
because when he was granted the power by the Egyptian god, just flipped his mind out so much that his mind couldn't deal with it. So he dealt with it by going into different personalities. Because having the powers of endowed on you by an Egyptian god might be more than the mind can handle, more than some minds can handle. So that's why he's different personalities. So it's a weird concept. It wasn't always the concept, but that's what they've been going with for the last couple of decades.
Oh, I see.
But I definitely recommend reading some of the last volumes that they brought out as of 2018. It's real good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I only seen the first 2 episodes, and it got me. Oh, hey, sorry about that, people. For whatever reason, we got a little freeze up going on, but hey, we'll get through it. You know what I mean?
It's causing some controversy too.
What is?
But the Moon Knight, because in the first episode, I believe they show
They show what was that again?
and
What was that again?
they showed the Armenian genocide. They acknowledged the Armenian genocide on the first episode. That causes big controversy between Armenia and Turkey because the Armenian genocide.
You seen the first episode, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when did that? What scene was that? I can't remember that.
It might have been in the first scene because Ethan Hawke is the cult leader, or I think he might have referenced it. I don't think they showed it. I think he might have referenced it.
Yes.
But just even the reference caused controversy.
Oh.
And it's been causing the show to get commented on Rotten Tomato by people that are offended by that whole historical thing, because the Armenian genocide still hasn't been recognized as a legitimate genocide, even though that was the thing that they coined the term genocide from. So a little bit of controversy associated with the show.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's hard to please everybody, but
yeah,
man, it's, for real. I mean, but I don't know. Can that be a concept? I don't know. You know what I mean? Don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely a genocide.
Yeah. But I mean, okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna see. Right? See where this leads to. Because, like I said, they only showed the first 2 episodes, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Releasing it every week instead of like Netflix releasing all. I'd be streaming that whole thing in one day if they released it like Netflix.
Right. Hey, it's definitely it'll get you there. As far as man, this is interesting. Let me see the next episode.
And this is one of the, what do they call it, redemption things for people that are in shitty comic book movies.
Okay.
Because Oscar Isaac was Apocalypse in X-Men: Age of Apocalypse, which is one of the worst movies that ever got put together and put out there from Hollywood. Oh, wow. And he was Apocalypse. Apocalypse is a 7-foot Egyptian god creature, and Oscar Isaac about 5'9". I always imagine Ving Rhames possibly getting cast as Apocalypse, but Oscar Isaac is a small dude, and it just didn't fit Apocalypse, and he kind of looked like a character from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, so that hurt him. Wow. So he's in that Ben Affleck area of redeeming yourself from a shitty comic book movie and being in a great comic book movie or a great comic book story. Because Affleck redeemed himself with Batman, I believe.
I mean, and, well, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the Batman connection, because Batman was a man with money.
Yeah. He's not.
But this dude,
he's not really connected with Batman it's just the whole concept of him as the dark crime fighter, Dark Knight
Okay.
type or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay. Okay.
But it's just like they use the concept that he has split personalities.
Got
But
you.
it's not that he's connected to him in any way.
Got you. And then also though, I don't know. I mean, for all you guys out there who follow the narrative Nubia, what I'm saying, please sign up for that. You know, talking about some history, obviously, and a lot of times, you know, go back to the Egyptian way of living. I would say, I guess, Egyptian culture. They say like you want
Yeah.
to study history. Definitely study Egyptian history, and also with all the the hieroglyphs and things like that, reading things out. We discussed that on they discussed that on the narrative in Nubia, and now you start seeing Moon Knight, and it's like, wait a minute here, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Talk about
yeah.
Haru, Osiris, and all that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, are they dropping some truths here, maybe that might ruffle little feathers? I mean, what is it? What do you think? I mean,
Well, Egyptian history is one of my favorites, and I've been reading up on people like the first, the movie The Scorpion King with The Rock.
I
There
didn't
was
get
the
into that
first
yet.
pharaoh of I never saw it. I never paid attention because it looked kind of cheesy. But the Scorpion King was the
But
first pharaoh of
I'm not trying
Egypt.
to watch the show with the guy with his shirt off all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not,
But yeah,
yeah,
but
they like
but
wrestling. Go ahead, but here nor there. But
his is really the story of Narmer, the first pharaoh, because the first pharaoh was the Scorpion King. And if you look at him, if you look at the statue, it looks like Mike Tyson. And when you talk about Egypt, it's funny because it's always contentious for archaeologists or the archaeological community or people talking about the supposed genetics of the Egyptian people. Like
yeah,
you'll have people that say that they're 100% Caucasian or they're 100% Bantu or something like that. But it's just crazy, just like how I said, how they want to edit the history in the schools. Egypt is prime example of when a person gets to edit history and it becomes edited towards their narrative and pulled away from where it's truly from.
well,
Like some people
Peter
think
Patrick.
that Egypt's in the Middle East, but
Huh?
some people think that Egypt's
Oh,
in the Middle East.
yeah, they forget it's in Africa. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I
you
like the
you want
fact
to
that
you
they're
want to you want to
showing
disassociate yourself in Africa, but you're in Africa. Okay, all right,
exactly,
all right. Yeah,
exactly,
mm,
and
what type of propaganda is that?
oh yeah, definitely. Because a person from Egypt can actually come over here and list himself as Caucasian on the census.
Well, I mean, we see that with other tribes doing that and getting away with it. Well,
Yeah, and also a
I wish to
person.
say getting away with it, but it's allowed. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, also a person from Ethiopia can do the same. So these terms that we throw around, like if you say Caucasoid or Aryan, those words don't even. There's no connotation with the original meaning and stuff like that. It just becomes what people use as symbolic words or something like that.
Got
But
you. Yeah, you said it right there on point, yo. The symbolism. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's gotta pay attention. You definitely have to do that.
But yeah, I think Moon Knight is cool with this highlight of Egyptian history
Yeah,
because Egyptian
yeah,
history influenced so much.
yeah. So rich, man. So rich. I be listening to Dr. Ben. You know what I mean? Dr. Ben. If you want to know anything, go to the Nile. Go to the Nile. Look all in the Nile Valley. Tells you everything you need. You know what I mean? Guess so. I guess so. That's my guy though, Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben right there, one of our ancestors. Shout out to Dr. Ben right there. He had me rolling. He's definitely opened my mind up a little bit. Like I said, people. Like I said, I'm just telling you, people. Just join the narrative, fam. Join the narrative and pay the subscription for the Nubia. All I'm saying is they have a Dr. Senyata. That's all I'm saying. Wow. Amazing.
We're gonna check that out.
Oh yeah, today's episode, I couldn't even concentrate. I couldn't even concentrate on her episode today. Anyway, Dr. Kanyata. Wait, no, Dr. Sunyata. That's what it is. She breaks down, the whole thing as far as decolonizing your tongue, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Decolonizing your palate, Herbs, remedies. Hey, leave it at that because I won't say no more. But hey, for real, join the narrative, yo. Join the narrative. Definitely subscribe and just pay the subscription to Newbie. I'm telling you. It's nice, man. For real. It'll open you up, blow your mind up, you know what I mean? In a good way. In a good way, ladies and gentlemen. In a good way. So, you know, we're gonna keep on passing and moving along right now. Get into the politics. So we all know what happened this week. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give a shout out. Judge KBJ. Got to salute Judge KBJ. You know what I mean? First, you know what I mean? On the bench. I mean, it's nice. I mean, we'll see what happens. We see what it is, you know. But, you know, overall, man, you know, just a couple words, whatever, how you want to, you know, input your dialogue on it. Just what do you think about that?
Well, she couldn't answer one question.
Justice. What?
She couldn't answer one question.
Hold on.
Are babies racist?
Time out. For all you guys don't know, this is the B-Side Podcast with you and yours truly. B-Sales and my man over there, G Diddy. That's what we like to call my man G Diddy over there. My man Samunya JR.
Mansa Musa.
But anyway, man. Now I know. Obviously, you see it on the chest, ladies and gentlemen. Texas, and I can't believe you said that, man. I can't. Is this your Republican ways coming out right now? Is that
she
what it
couldn't
is?
answer? She couldn't answer the question if babies are racist. These are the deep questions posed by Ted Cruz, the Canadian. So we gotta answer. We gotta get an answer to these questions.
Where did that come from, man? Where did that come from?
But KBJ.
No, why you say the Canadian? Who's the Canadian?
Because Ted Cruz, Raphael Cruz, is Canadian. You didn't know that? He's from Canada.
Get the hell out of
He's
here.
more Jim Carrey than President Johnson.
He's more what?
He's more Ryan Reynolds. He's more Ryan Reynolds than he is Matthew McConaughey. Canadians.
That's funny.
Teddy ain't even his real name. His real name is Raphael. My name is Raphael. I don't think that would work for him, but he had to go with Ted.
How long was he living in Texas then?
He was living in Texas, and he bought him some cowboy boots, and he said, I'm going to call myself Ted. I'm going to call myself Ted because I'm the most Texas place in America.
Hey,
State Texas.
Hey, man, I got to ask you a question, man. Is probably answer my own question, but I just want to hear it from a Republican. I mean, are you guys just trying to, like, I don't get it. It's like, what are y'all bringing to the table besides rejection?
Well, we're going to bring wins in November. That's for sure.
Really? You think so?
You
think
yeah.
So? I don't know.
We're trolling the nation. That's what we're bringing to the table. We're trolling the nation.
Okay. Trolling, right? Trolling. Not
trolling.
Trolling the nation, right?
Trolling and controlling. We're going after the Jerry Springer Maury types.
Do you get tired of this as a Republican on some of these antics, especially members of Congress? Especially
definitely.
You know,
anybody that loves sane politics would get annoyed by what's going on with the party and, you know, being beholden to Donald Trump so hard. I mean, understand if he'd have some influence, but I think they're just really running with the notion that he's going to be the lead candidate in 2024. So they're going with the same kind of extreme positions that he's going with. Well, it's compromising the brand, but I guess in some places it's working. I mean, there are a lot of environmental pressures.
Wait. Working like how? What's working?
In places where
fanning up the base?
Yeah. You know, not every voter is the most engaged in the political process, so you just got to give simple messages.
So you guys are preying on what type of individuals?
The Jerry Springerites, the Mauryites, all of those that watch those type of shows.
So how do they win him over? Knowing that, I mean,
how do they win him over? It's simple. Just simple things like
the Republicans ain't for the poor or the middle class. They're not. Republicans are not for them. So how can
Democrats are about keeping them there.
No way. No way. No way. Now, hey, I mean,
The
hey,
Democrats are the symbol for the poor man and the working man and the I don't know. In the
yeah, yeah.
in
But how do you
the
how
they're
did you
the
guys
lobbyist money.
how did you guys trick the poor whites and the low middle class whites? How did you guys trick them?
Because all you got to do is just point out somebody that looks like me, and hey, all you got to do is just point out somebody that looks like me. And they got something to you know
Something to say?
galvanize
Uh, uh,
around.
okay. You're still okay. Once again, run around
You
the
remember the Willie
answer.
Horton
You run
strategy?
around. You run around the question. I should say. You run around the question. You're running around. It's okay. So, do you guys get like a news bulletin as far as what the bulletin point a converse points of conversation is going to be through the week? Are you guys,
Oh,
is there a email subscription list that you guys are like, okay, here are the talking points of this week, ladies and gentlemen?
we are talking points from Mar-a-Lago over in Florida, from
See,
down to John Trump.
okay,
We get all of our talking points from
okay.
down to John Trump.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go. I'm gonna go with another angle. Okay, why? Okay, some of your talking points, you know, what I mean, that your party's affiliated with, and I want you just to answer them. Okay,
All right.
gas prices. Who's at fault for the gas prices? Why do
Well,
people?
I think the thing that's going on over, with the Ukraine and Russia, and the drive for the demand in oil drives up the price, and is Saudi Arabia depends on how much they're selling the barrel of oil for. But it's something we have to go through something we have to go through when there's a world conflict and we have interconnected economies.
Okay,
So
okay, okay. So
I
the
really don't
world
see how the
conflict.
president connects with that.
Exactly.
I don't really find him responsible for the high gas prices.
How is the president a member of OPEC
No, I
or
mean,
the oil
go,
heads over there?
well, government made it to where they
In
can't
West Bank?
penalize oil companies. They can't penalize oil companies and say that they're price gouging. Like if they charge $7 for gas, the government made it to where they won't ever be considered price gouging. It's impossible to get the oil companies on price gouging when gas prices go up. Gas prices have never gone down. I mean, this is going to be
Well,
regular
they
five
went they went
dollars.
down they went down during the pandemic. Went
I
down during the
mean,
pandemic.
slightly, but it's going to be regular five
Slightly.
dollars of gas.
What no what nobody driving.
Yeah,
It was
I
it
mean, it's just like when I came out here 20 years ago, gas was 152. Then we got
I
comfortable
remember
with it
that.
being 182, and then
But okay.
now
But
it's up
why
to $5.
but why is that okay. So why is that a hot topic? Even you know, even when the Republicans in office, you kind of hear that from the Democrats that the prices go up. Does that just automatically, hey, that's a all right, that's a go thing that you can run on as far as gas
Well, it's a
prices?
wedge
That's a good thing to
issue.
talk about.
You can always use it as a wedge issue because
Okay.
people paying a lot for gas and people paying a lot for
Uh huh.
energy is always
Uh huh.
going to be something that directly affects them. So it'll always be something that hits the voter in the heartstrings because it'd be like, oh my God, I'm paying $175 for a half a tank of gas for my truck, or I'm paying $300 this winter because it's freezing in my house or whatever. Paying all these prices for the energy prices that's been risen up, even though I just made that word a risen up.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see all these talking points that continually come up, and I'm like, yo, what is this? To strike up the base, or do you guys get a weekly email on hot topics? So okay, CRT. Where did this come from? Where we know that it's not taught in elementary or even in high school. So how are you guys still running on this?
Well, it's just the
You know what? Hold,
thing.
I don't mean to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off. You know
Yeah.
what? I just thought of a new segment: the Black Republican topics of the week.
Okay.
something. We gonna do something like that. Okay, CRT.
Okay.
Where did that come from? I mean, who? All of a sudden,
Well,
no one. It's not. Y'all can't even. A lot of these Republicans can't even define it, but they're still running on it. How is this a hot topic?
Because critical race theory makes white kids feel bad about the history of America. You don't want people to feel bad or sad about the history, now do you? Do you want your kid crying about history? I mean, actual history that went
You know,
on, that
now
people
you
went
know
through and stuff
nobody.
like that?
Now you know nobody cares about black tears.
Exactly.
Black tears matter. Black,
Black tears are entertainment to some
because every
people.
time, why black tears matter? Because every time I see someone black cries, no one cares. Something's wrong with that. So black tears matter. Hey, okay. So you're still not going to answer the CRT, or did I cut you off on your explanation?
Oh no, you didn't cut me off. Critical
Oh,
race theory.
oh okay,
You
yeah.
know,
Come on.
it's just a way to become a big wedge issue. Just like conservatives are going to run on the whole, the whole time during the pandemic with, how they ran on, oh, there's lawlessness or something like that. It's always something that you can point to immediately and say that it's the worst environmental issue possible. And when they say critical race theory, they say, it's to attack the woke culture. They don't want people to talk about being held accountable for what actually happened in history. I mean, growing up and going to history class and finding out what,
I
America's
used to
done, it
hate when
never hurt me.
I used to always skim through to see where the blacks is at so I could prepare myself. Like, oh, you know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah.
Some of them books probably didn't even notice, but damn, okay, go ahead, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying.
Oh, it's okay because that's what I used to do. The thing about it, when you read history, I used to love to go to the encyclopedia, find out the black people in history, because in school you only get a little bit of history as it is. So for them to complain about a critical race theory or to do something to edit the high school education or whatever education even more, I mean, just as a person, you have to have an open mind and going to college then, or your mind will be further open going to college,
Yeah.
because it's like, they're not allowing you to go outside of the house mentally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to hear it. We know the history. We've heard history growing up in school. Some of it hurts for, hearing about it, what our people went through, but it doesn't destroy you. But you got to know the
Right.
truth. You can't have it edited for you. You can't have people saying that slaves came over here as immigrant workers to come help build America. They were sent over as captured prisoners of war that were brought over here to build a country for free and stuff like that. So we shouldn't get into editing history, and maybe
It's
critical
all
race
American. It's
theories and
all
something
American
that,
history. It's all
yeah,
American history. Who?
maybe critical
Go ahead.
race theories and something that somebody in elementary school can understand or something like that. But I don't have any problem with them teaching it to kids in high school or, junior, senior in high school. I mean,
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can get actual factuals, and incorporate that within the web of American history. It's American history. But it's like, okay, so what's you scared of? What's the issue? What's the issue? We're worried about feelings here. All,
that's what it
you
boils
say
down
we're
to.
worried about feelings. Whose feelings we worried about here? Whose feelings we worried about? It's definitely not us. Whose feelings are we worried about? I'm just worried about, man. I'm just wondering, like, okay, these hot topics. Okay, CRT. I don't know. It's like a bullhorn. CRT. Well, what is it? CRT. What?
Yeah, but if it's a
Tough
concept
on
that's going to be taught,
tough on
it's going to
crime.
be, yeah,
Tough on crime.
yeah.
How is that a blowing point? Always.
Well, tough on crime is always the code word.
What's the code word for?
The code word is police minorities even heavier, police blacks and Latinos even heavier, because it
Yeah.
comes from the era of President Nixon, when you had the Southern strategy, where you got all of the Dixiecrats that came to the Republican Party and got with the conservatives in the John Birch Society types, and they started this tough on crime code word, which means police the minorities, especially the blacks, because this was shortly after the Civil Rights Act had passed, and they wanted to make it seem like since the Civil Rights Act had passed, the integration in society caused an uptick in crime. So it was just like
That's the pushback
Nixon,
then, right? So that was the
yeah,
pushback.
yeah. So
So
Nixon
okay.
said, the adults coming back to the table, tough on
So
crime.
that's
Liberalism
pretty
out of
much.
control.
So that was pretty much the pushback we were showing on the Senate hearing or committee about when obviously Judge KBJ was up on there talking about she's soft on crime, and I don't understand where all this weird, I'm not even talking about the it's like, are you guys dreaming of that shit? Who sits around and thinks like, yo, part of our strategy is going to be, what is it, young porn or whatever the case may be. What was it that they kept, that you guys
Oh,
kept bringing
child
up?
porn.
Yeah, child porn.
Well, she did. Well, it was brought up because some of the people that she represented, she recommended that they get lower sentences than what was recommended by the state. So that's what they went after her for, because she did
But
defend
did
people.
people? But wasn't that kid like 17 years old or some shit like that, man?
Yeah, but that's still considered
17. It's not an adult. Now
yeah.
I'm not even deploring the whole act. We all understand whatever acts associated with that. Boom. All I'm saying is we got to start reading things, man. You know what I mean? Because it's like people probably didn't even know the kid was 17, man. So that's just like with you when you was in high school. You being a dirty dog you was at 17. So I mean, what you what? So you were 17. You're 17.
Yeah.
So what happens if you mess with a girl who's 16? Is that under it?
You just
15.
tell her to be quiet. Don't go on IG Live about it.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, I don't know, man. I think a lot of people didn't read the whole case or whatever, just make assumptions. But it's like,
But you know what? Conservatives lose the majority because with Kentanji coming in and possibly another justice coming in within the next couple of years, if one of them decides to retire, then that loosens the conservative majority. So you weren't going to have conservatives that are going to let her float through the hearings, free and clear. They were going to try to find something and sensationalize it, make it sound like the worst thing in the world. You got that, what's that Marjorie Taylor Greene character? They said you support
she has
pedophilia if you support
she
her
has a
nomination.
she has a Louis Vuitton airplane purse, like what is it, 747, some shit like that. For real. Yeah, but yeah, man.
But yes,
I just gotta, it's like what, when they had on there, Kate, soft on crime. All of a sudden, here comes the child porn shit. Like, what the fuck? Like she has
but
daughters right here.
that's
At least
always been a strategy
at
for
least the
conservatives
motherfucker
against
got
Democrats.
prosecuted. At least the motherfucker got prosecuted. Shit. I'm sure there's some out there. Doesn't your boy got a case? How he speaks on that? I don't understand. Hawley, what's his name? Oh no, Gates or Getz.
Yeah, gas.
Getz, yeah.
Yeah, underage situation.
He how is he even in that discussion? He has to
I don't
sit out,
know,
right?
because when I saw him, I thought he was Beavis and Butthead on that Republican convention, because he has this like Joker face to him and stuff. He has a Beavis and Butthead head, but a Joker face.
They keep on putting him up there. Okay, I only have to certain amount of time to deal with these Republican bullhorn topics, because I'm sitting here like, I'm sure there has to be a memo, man. It's like, because how is everybody saying the same shit? How's everybody falling in line saying the same topics? There has to be. Are you sure you're not with any email listings about this?
No, I'm a
Okay.
Colin Powellite. I'm a Colin Powell Republican, so my brand doesn't even exist anymore. So, anybody that likes same politics will tell you that what's going on right now is insanity. But, what we have in America is insanity as it is. People are so stuck in liberalism and conservatism that they think they have the answer before the question's even asked. But what the conservatives are doing is it's kind of a clown show.
So what do you say about your fellow political affiliates just storming off after the count? I mean, is that typical? I mean, they did it, Isaiah Thomas and the Bad Boys move,
Yeah, they were an upset girlfriend.
Hey, we gotta find out who Lindsey Graham's running against. He got to go.
Lindsey
has
Graham.
to go. Man, that guy, man, he's a turncoat. Anything that's despicable, his face is going to be right up under the name of the definition of Lindsey Graham got to go. He has to, man. So yeah, I think somebody's running against him. I'm going to find out. South Carolina. And speaking of South Carolina, that words can't even come to my mind. Wait a minute. Somebody has to find out and interview Tim Scott's mother.
What's going on with Tim Scott?
He didn't vote for Judge KBJ. He said no.
Well, she's not tough on crime. He's trying to run for president in 2024. So he's just trying to satisfy his conservative base.
Dude, there's no. So that's all you got to say about Tim?
Yeah, he's just trying to satisfy his base.
So somebody, there has to be an interview. I'm gonna search it. There has to be an interview of somebody asking his mom, "How do you feel about your son?" Has to be. After knowing that he voted no.
That's crazy. That's something you can't do. I mean, well, she got confirmed by, I think about 4 Republicans switching over and voting for a confirmation. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I think it's about 4 or 5.
I think it was 3. Yeah. But anyway, do you think somebody
wants to? But do you think somebody really wants to give up their majority willingly to another party? She's a black woman, but she's liberal. Do you think conservatives want to give up powers to liberals?
There was three other that crossed over.
Yeah.
There's 3 that crossed over. Even Manchin.
Because they're same.
Even Manchin and Sinema voted yes.
Yeah. They voted yes for because they're same. But nobody in this ultra polarized political climate is going to want to give up power.
Are you serious? See, that's who we have to find out too, ladies and gentlemen. Who's Tim Scott running against? It's things like this that we have to pay attention to. Now, I get it. I have to agree with what Dr. Carr said. Like I said, voting matters, but it has a ceiling, okay? It has a ceiling, though. I agree with him on that. But it's like there's certain things that we have to do. It's like we can't forget our history, man. And, we got, hey, at least, and then you hear cats, well, if we do vote for whoever gets in, how do you know they're going to, be for our motive? Well, we're going to have to wait and see.
You got to keep the fire up under them, too.
But then can we get some represent? I mean, because it's not good if we don't have no representation. It's not good.
Exactly.
It's not good, man. And
how many black senators we got?
What's up? How many what?
How many black senators do we have?
3,
black senators.
No black women. And no black women. We got 3. I think what? 3? No. 3. Tim Scott, Booker, and my man the preacher down in Georgia, Warnock. 3. And his shit coming up. We got to vote for him, man. And then this is the first time too. I'm gonna have to make my list up, whatever. But we also have a possibility to have some black women governors. You know what I'm saying? Hey, fellas, let the women fly, man. Let the women fly. Be that much easier for us, man. That much more easier, man. Just
then who's gonna cook?
See, that's
who's gonna cook?
Man, they ain't hearing that like that. They ain't hearing that like that anymore, man.
I'm just kidding, ladies.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Hey, I support women doing anything they want to do.
Hey, you got
because
to.
They're the queens.
Hey, let's try it out, man. Let's try it out. Give them their space. You know what I'm saying? Let them, show their fullest potential. Be there for them. They'll let us know when they need us. They'll let us know. You know what I'm saying? All we got to do is be ready. You know what I mean? What's the motto? Stay ready, so you don't get ready. That's all we have to do. That's what we have to concentrate on, man. On us staying ready, okay? Because, hey, fellas, we cannot compete. We can't compete. We can't. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, okay, we went so long doing this part, trying to be controlling and domineering, right? That's not working. That's not working, right? So we had to
Yeah.
try something new. It'd be that much easier. I should say easy. I mean, it'd be that much more better of a relationship. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know?
In all seriousness, a society is better when people have equal rights, and allowing women to do anything they want
Yeah,
it makes society better. I mean, we
yeah,
can't live in these antiquated notions that you know somebody's better at something just because they're a man or something like that, or somebody is withheld from doing something because they're a woman. People need to be able to live up to their fullest potential, and I believe we live in a way freer society than we were 40 years ago in regards to gender equality,
well,
and
well,
we
well,
need to move forward with it
there's a lot of cases
wherever it
coming
can
to the
be,
Supreme Court
because
trying to
there's
reverse some
still
shit. We're going kind of,
oh yeah,
it's almost going backwards. You know,
yeah, it's sad with the right to choose and gender pay. The gender pay
if
gap is
nothing
still
else
there.
happens, if nothing else happens, you know what I mean? If nothing, because they're trying to, you know what I mean, unplug all types of shit. Like, whoa, you hear the one,
Exactly, going back to the 1960s.
yeah, you hear somebody, I don't know, somebody in Congress, I want to say, in Indiana, talking about um bringing back you can't have any interracial marriages and shit. Like, hey, why not bring that back?
Oh,
What? Yeah, it's like,
yeah, I heard
man,
about that.
it's some baddie shit, yo. Some baddie shit going on. But that's how we
He
got to
had
stay
to
into it.
apologize for that one.
Man, it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah,
You can't PR that back. That's what he really meant.
yeah, because he was going with this whole
Hey, man,
states' rights argument, which is a pretty
man.
racist argument. It's a Dixiecrat argument. States'
Hey,
rights is from like the civil rights era, where they
yeah,
said the states should have the right to determine if they want to have civil rights or not.
that's where it's at right now,
So
though. People fail to realize that, though. That's technically where it's at. You can't go to you can't get no federal case on some racist shit. The Fed's gonna kick you to the state.
real
It's
hard to
back
prove
there.
it.
It's back there. What? No, it's hard to prove the racism.
No,
No.
yeah, they'll say it's too hard to prove.
That's what I mean. But that was because what was it? The 14th Amendment they dug up and dismantled pretty much. That was part of it. You know, it's like people, we got to stay engaged. We got to stay engaged. But you know what? We're gonna take a little break. But hey, in the meantime, hey, listen, people, mental health is for real. You know, it's not nothing wrong with admitting if you need help. It's okay. You know what I mean? What is it saying? Vulnerability is strength. You know what I mean? We all need some help. It's okay. Maybe we need to hear about what we're going through from a third party who is independent of what we're going through. Maybe we need to hear another voice. It's okay. But hey, with all the things that's going on out here, please seek help. And why not what I want to promote? Me brothers, Marcel Consulting and Mental Health Services. And that wasn't it.
The B-Side
Uh-oh.
podcast is sponsored by Marcel Consulting and Mental Health Services. Has this pandemic and our current state of the world taken a toll on you? Are you enjoying life? Marcel Consulting and Mental Health Services are here to help. We provide services from individual counseling, family counseling, life coaching and anger management to domestic violence. Our goal is to improve the lives of individuals and families by having a safe place to speak up, speak out, and live. Ask about our 30-minute consultation trial session. Whether you are insured or not, we have an installment payment option. Contact us at marcelconsulting.com at 909-323-7100. Remember to speak up, speak out, and live. marcelconsulting.com.
Everybody, get checked out. It's all good. But hey, anyway, we're gonna get into another segment of Knock It Off. Yes, this segment of Knock It Off. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Now, some states have passed the Crown Act law. And what I mean by the Crown Act is basically, y'all can stop messing with our hair. We can come in, get our own work, meaning jobs working, with our own style. We don't have to worry about getting, what did we say, fired, or you have to wear your hair a certain way to get the job. But anyway, here we go again. And please, we got to start calling into our senators, because the bill passed what I will say, Congress in the Housing Department. I'll say, yeah, House, Congress, whatever the case may be. In the House, it passed. However, the Senate, once again, GOP shutting it down. So this has to pass the GOP in order for the president sign to become law. But anyway, I had to bring this up because obviously this is another Crown Act where this could be used. Make a long story short, there's a woman, young athlete, who was in a competition, I want to say for weightlifting or deadlifting or whatever the case may be. Oh, so here it goes right here, powerlifting competition, and was told by the judges that she could not continue to compete with beads in her hair. So here you go, as you can see, shows the other girls helping her out so she can go ahead and compete. Really? First of all, who wants to go through all this, man? Right?
That's terrible.
Come on, man.
And this shows you the importance of staying engaged in the political process, because
Yes.
this is stalling out, which this should be a non-issue. A person shouldn't have to worry about their employment because of the way they choose to wear their hair. If we're talking about believing in equality and people shouldn't be judged for this or that when you come to look for a job, then they shouldn't be judged for the way they wear their hair. If they choose to wear their hair in dreadlocks or they choose to wear the hair wrapped up, that should be the choice. I mean, it should be about the competence and the position that they're applying for. So it's sad that when it comes time to withhold rights, conservatives are more than happy to do it. When it comes time to limit a woman's ability to choose, or say that she can't get an abortion after 15 weeks, the woman to do it.
Men too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. If you want to wear dreadlocks, because didn't you used to wear dreadlocks at the workplace?
Yeah, years ago. Yeah. I mean, it came a long way. That was back in 04, 03.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was before Mother Nature came in and was like, "Hey, sorry,
you can't grow those dreadlocks no more."
Hey man, hold on, man. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Just kidding. I can't grow no hair out.
Wait a minute, man. I can't remember last time I seen you with a fade. You know what I'm saying? So what are you talking about? Hold on.
That was probably 2006 for about a week.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Yeah, man.
I can't grow a fade. I got a bald spot right there. No hair growing. I can't grow no fade.
Things happen, man, as you get older, as we both know. You know what I'm saying? You understand, you had to retire early from the game because, Tony Dorsett, you was taking a lot of hits, man. Was taking a lot of hits.
Shit. Didn't you play for the Pirates back in the 60s, Roberto Clemente? You're from Carolina. You're from Carolina? You came over here as you came over here pelotero?
Dominicano, man.
Pelotero?
Babito Soledad, man. Babito Soledad. Aquí.
You really? Yeah. So you know about politics because you were there the night Nixon got elected? You were you watching on TV, right? When Nixon got elected.
You was watching in black and white when you was watching everything on black and white, you know what I mean? You was in school, man, y'all still had chalkboards, you know what I'm saying? Y'all still had chalkboards.
Y'all had to hunt for food at lunchtime.
You had to get bused to your high school, you know what I'm saying?
You weren't allowed to be bused to your high school. Get out of here.
I'm not even. You gotta be careful nowadays. You gotta be careful nowadays. Whoa. I mean, ride on the yellow short bus. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Now I got the full grown bus.
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, we can't. Okay, moving on. We're gonna have to go to the next session. Yes, on the new, just to let you guys know, in the state of California, Assembly Bill 2932 is being presented to California Assembly by law to create a 4-day work week for companies with more than 500 employees. Basically, this Assembly Bill 2932 will shorten the standard work week from 40 hours a week to just 32 hours per week, and companies would not be able to reduce how much you earn. What do you think about that, G. Diddy? I kind of like this move. What do you think
I
about
think
it?
it's inventive. I think it's cool because they're trying to use the European model. I mean,
Okay.
I think over in France they have 4-day work weeks, 10 hours a day, 40 hours a week, and in 4 days, and you're assured 2 months of vacation. We're gonna have to change up the employment model going in the future. Like they're saying that the employment model might be a couple of days at the office and a couple of days at home, or working remotely. The business model has to change,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing because with new changes in the model come new opportunities, and you can save money having some of your workers work remotely or something like that. So it opens up different opportunities. So I think it'll probably increase productivity, because I think what you just said, they said there is evidence that it increases productivity and limiting the work week.
Well, think about it, right? I
So,
mean, think about it, man. We worked in corporate America. You know what I mean? So you're still there personally. I guess I'm there in certain ways. But anyhow, you know how it was, man. You go in the office, man. That first hour, you wasn't getting nothing done, man. You talking to people, you getting coffee, especially if you had a cafeteria, you getting breakfast. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, the meetings, the unproductive meetings. You know, just and then that last hour, man. The last hour work, you wasn't doing too much, man. I mean, you getting ready the next day, clean up. So I mean, really, like what you might have maybe I don't know, maybe I have to do the math, maybe 4 to 6 hours of being productive on site, with the without the commute.
oh yeah, I think that one of the best things is working remote, because you can drink 12 beers by noon if you want to.
Whoa,
You're working
whoa,
from
wait a
home.
minute, wait a minute here, wait a minute, whoa, hold on, man, wait, listen, man, we don't want to have the HR department coming up with ideas.
You
Stop
can
it,
drink 12 beers by noon
stop it.
if
You
you
know,
work
Cat's
from
gonna be
home.
at desk. Cat's gonna be at their desk taking a breath analyzer, and I can't even talk. And I'm at there,
They'll be looking like Nick Nolte's
a breath
mugshot.
analyzer. I can't even still. Help me out. A breath. What is it?
A breathalyzer.
There we go. People gonna be sitting at home, blowing into those in order to go to work. Gotta be careful. Oh, hey, that could be an idea. Anyway, yeah, man. Then they said that people work at home, they're working more hours.
Yeah, because you're more comfortable working more hours if you're at home.
Yeah,
You're in a comfortable space. I mean, you
yeah.
can watch TV, or you can get something to snack on. Just being in an office situation sometimes comes with a certain psychological things about it.
Uh-huh.
And all that thing is taken away when you're in your own space.
Yes.
Sometimes a person going into a building or a place that they might not enjoy, it grates on them psychologically, and it might even affect the productivity. But if you're in your own environment and stuff, and you're around, your family or whatever, you're in a comfortable environment, and the person's in a comfortable environment, they can be more productive. So,
Yeah.
changing up the business model is all about increasing the productivity of the worker. And
Yeah.
some people thrive in a business office situation. Some people thrive in a remote situation.
You gotta find a
You
balance,
just got to
man.
be creative with it.
But also, it's also the egotistical hierarchy of corporate America. All these managers and shit, they're missing controlling people. You know what I mean? And they take whatever that Bullshit abuse meaning at home, meaning that a lot of these managers ain't even running their own home household, and then they get to work and then just taking that out on people. We've seen that. I know I have. Like, this guy is a terrible leader. How the hell did they get this position? You know, and that's what it is. I think a lot of them, you know, a lot of these companies, I think a lot of people, you have to admit, man, some of these managers are whatnot, the hierarchs, all these hierarchs, I want to say, I can't think of the words, whatever. I think they miss dominating people. I think they miss that. Yeah.
Well, that is a
man.
thing for some
They're
people.
egomaniacs, man.
You know, that is a thing for some people. They strive to get into a dominant position just so they can impose their will on people. I mean, it's just like somebody that got bullied when they were growing up, but then they become a cop so they can bully people.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy, man. Yeah.
Some people just are wired like that psychologically, that they think they got to impose themselves on people. But a lot of times that backfires. You don't have to impose yourself on people.
No, not really. I mean, you know, obviously, everybody's not monolithic, so you got to, you know, critique it or finesse it a certain way. You can't treat everybody the same, man. Everybody's buttons ain't the same. So yeah, and also I think we're not. I mean, could you say bad planning, meaning that some of these businesses contracted out a lot of their leasing space or whatever. So you know what I mean? So is that part of it too? Like, hey, I'm paying for this building anyway. So, but
well, yeah, some
that's
of them
bad
with
planning.
Yeah.
That's disaster recovery. Okay, what's implemented if something like this happens? You know, like the virus. You know what I mean? Or it's shut down. What do we do? You know what I mean? You know, it's a lot of it, man. You know, I know one thing. This makes you reassess everything. Like I said, I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
business model of people going into a brick and mortar building where hundreds and thousands of people, those days are over. Please subscribe too, everybody. Go ahead and subscribe. Come on. Subscribe to the B-Side Podcast. Anyway, but anyhow, a lot of people, man, you know, they're like, damn, I'm not going back in that building.
Oh, yeah.
And then just think about it, right? There's a whole bunch of shit, you know, just think about it, right? You ain't got to worry about your employees' bad breath. You ain't got to worry about employees, you know, it's just like, this person's just nasty, yo. I don't even want to be, you know, you ain't got to worry about the negativity of office culture. Like, give me something that you're definitely not tired of office culture. Give me something, man.
Well, what's funny is like back in the day, just being in the workplace, this is a Bob James file. This is a Bob James file. Like, you know, putting extra emphasis on a person's name makes it the most important file that you got to complete like 5 seconds or something like that. But, you know, there's always like a lot of office personalities that you encounter. You ever seen that movie, Office Space?
Yes.
Now, I didn't understand that movie until I worked in an actual office. And it was just crazy because you have those type of personalities, you know, that boss, like, you know, anything could be going on. You know, could you get that report to me? That'd be great. Thanks. Like, it's just the different personalities. And that's what you're going to encounter. You're going to encounter the people that want to be imperious. You got people that are going to want to get the dirt on everybody. You're going to, a whole different mixture of personalities that you got to deal with.
And you had go-to cats where if you needed to know information going on or the business, you definitely got in tune with them. There's some people who gave you the whole script. Like, you want to know what's going on? Let me talk to you. No question, right? Okay, all right. Okay, I guess no words. All right, hey, we'll continue to keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep on going. But hey, you know what, people? Like I said, we want to bring things up every now and then. Hey, mental health. There's a hotline out here. Go ahead and check it out. You know, something's going on. Call the mental health hotline. You see the numbers? Reach out. Mental health hotline. Yes, so through the mental hotline up there, there's plenty of resources to reach out, people. Please do it. And shout out to Brother Orbit right there, my man Mac Music for the music there for the MH Hotline Assistance numbers. You know what I mean? So, man, what else is good with you, Chief? Anything you need to get off your chest? Anything, man?
Well, my Texas Rangers, we're going to win the next 158 games. My Dallas Mavericks, we're possibly going to the finals. I mean, the way we're playing, with Reggie Bullock and Borbon and Luka and Hardaway Jr., we're going to the finals. We're in a better position than the Cavaliers. That's all that's important. We're in a better position than Cavaliers.
Okay.
My Rangers are going to the World Series, and yeah.
That's what it is?
What it is. My 49ers are going back to the Super Bowl too, but that's a while from now.
Oh, my goodness, man. Whatever, man. Hey, I understand it's the beginning of the season. Our hopes and aspirations are right there. It's a new vibe, a new season, new players, new money. We're going to see what Texas do. You know what I mean?
$500 million boys.
Fall on the baseball, but I always be checking out with my Reds and obviously the Guardians. Got to get used to that word, the Guardians. You know what I mean? See how that do. But, hey, everybody, listen. You can always support the B-Side Podcast. Go to the dollar cash app sign, Robert Sellers, Venmo, Robert Sellers 4. You can go to PayPal too, BB Sales. Yes, look at the info. If you want to support any donations, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take that. We need to build this. You can help. Yes. Always want to do shoot for the stars, bigger, better things. But anyhow, support the B-Side Podcast. Check out the digits right there. And, hey, it's all good. But anyhow, my man, good job.
Thank you.
Wrong one again. But, hey, hey, thanks for coming out, my man. Appreciate it.
I'm always right because I'm on the right.
Oh. Is that right, man? Give us your handle, man. What's your handle, man? Where you can get us, people can locate you at, man.
Well, you can find me at Fox News. No, I'm just kidding. If you go on Instagram, you can find me at Midnight More. Like those Moors, those black people that, ran it from 7-Eleven to 1492. Midnight More on Instagram. Gary at Twitter or something like that. I don't know. I need to go back on Twitter, find out my handles. Gary Cohn on Facebook if you want to look up on Facebook. Or just the coolest motherfucker that ever existed. You find me on there.
No doubt. Hey, always nice, my man. Definitely, you can contact us. Check us out on IG, the B-Side Podcast Q. You can always go to B-Side Podcast Q. Check out, we got gear. Check out our site, Alec Roberts, on IG as well. You can always go to alecroberts.com. Go to the site, purchase some gear. We got everything for you. And if you want to personally check me out, go to AR Sales 2. Go to AR Sales 2. Hey, until next time, people. Peace.